G'day folks, it's Revan here, hope you're doing well. And I have to say folks, this conversation came across to me for quite some time, and I actually had to sit down, relax and think about it all for a while. And in all seriousness though, that let's just talk about, Stream versus Kick, about everything that's been going on, and that's the Stream platform side of things. Look, in all seriousness though, when I first looked back at streaming back in 2019, there was like, Bilibili, Facebook, YouTube, and Twitch were pretty much the most common one platforms out there, right? And there's also Rumble as well too, right? So in all seriousness though, there's a lot of streaming platforms out there that you could use for fun and engaging purposes, and it depends on what makes you feel best out there. The reason I went to Twitch is because I sat down there and I saw a lot of Twitch streamers, and you can get Twitch drops and a lot of these cool things that you can get from Twitch, which I thought was the best way of interacting with people out there. There are people out there who actually have said a lot of good things about certain people, and also had said a lot of negative things about other people as well too. In all fairness, I mean, like, not all streamers and people do get along with each other. In all fairness as well too, there will always be people that will always have a bit of a bickering fight between one another over stupid, ridiculous things that shouldn't have happened to begin with. But when it comes down to stream on Kick or Twitch, now the reason I mention these two platforms is because both of them look very, very similar to one another. Kick was created not too long ago and was announced as a new streaming platform this year in 2023, and it looks so similar to Twitch that basically I was going like, what the fuck am I watching or reading or seeing at the same time, because it looks like so similar to Twitch. This looks like a deliberate copy paste, and it reminds me back in the day when Microsoft and Mac, good old Apple, were going through back in the days of how they developed their own graphical interface. Remember the history and the story about how Microsoft was created was basically the pure fact of these people actually really got into it's the Steve Jobs way of life, and actually finally got through the door. And as far as history goes, Bill Gates and his friends were able to, let's just say, crack the code and rewrite it in the way they saw fit, and actually redesign it to have their own operating system called Windows. Now that's actually kind of funny, like when I heard about that story and the history. But when I look at what Kick has done a very similar style and idea to what Twitch has done in terms of appearance, in terms of the API and algorithms and everything else. They look very familiar, but at the same time, it is not my way of saying that is it alright to do so, that sort of thing. The answer is probably not, but at the same time, the way I view it is that Kick has a lot of potential just as much as Twitch does as well too, for different reasons. And honestly, Kick being owned by Stake, which is like more for gambling side of things, I know there's a lot of countries out there, including here in Australia for example, don't really support gambling online as such, and it's actually been really, really controlled around here. So basically when I hear and see that sort of thing going on, you know what I'm talking about. So when I'm thinking about going into Twitch, Twitch is owned by Amazon, as you know. Now the funny thing about Amazon is that Amazon has a bit of a strange way of handling things lately, and at the same time that the way have they been doing it is actually a bit wrong as well too. The funny thing is that the way I've been looking at it very, very carefully is that Amazon and Twitch, the people who run the joint in that side of things, don't really understand what it means to be streaming or having fun or building an entertaining environment. They do have an understanding to a certain extent, but the rules, the policies, the guidelines, and everything else that they have been doing for the last few years have always consistently changed because of certain reasons. A good example was back when DMCA came out. Now, DMCA is more entitled towards, like music and copyright, and both platforms and streaming Kick are very strong on that side of things. But at the same time, though, that there are some music that is a bit lenient and some are not, and at the end of the day, it comes down to what can be produced and what cannot be reproduced is the most important factors that both platforms have been really putting their foot down on. When I look at, for example, between Facebook and YouTube, I mean, like, again, those stream platforms have different things as well too. So when I was looking back in 2019, around about November, December, I was really just, contemplating where I should be streaming. And I decided that Twitch was where to go. Now, here we are, 2023, a few years later in the making, and basically I have a nice, steady, followership base around about over 5,000 followers, which has been fantastic. Now, I have to say, deep down as I think about it, like 5,000 followers, it doesn't seem much, but look at, some other channels who have over 20, 30,000 people, even 100,000 or even 1,000,000 people. You sit there and, like you wonder like, whoa, what can you do next? Now, in all seriousness though, channels like that have grown because of different reasons. And honestly, social media these days is really, a good way to interact with your viewers out there and actually, expressing the word of who and what you are. And honestly, it gives plenty of options. Now, a lot of people have reached out to me asking me back into my mind along the lines of that they were going like, hey, look, streaming on Twitch and Kick. I mean, like, in all seriousness though, Raven, why are you still streaming on Twitch? Because like Kick has more benefits than Kick does. Look, let's just be honest, be real. Every streamer out there has a right in the way of life of choosing which platform that they suits best for them, and then going forward, you don't dictate or tell them where to go. There are some people out there, and even some people I know, have been thinking about, just jumping, leaving, Twitch altogether and actually moving on and jumping on Kick. And some people have decided to take a break from the streaming platform of Twitch and wait and see if, YouTube or Facebook or the other platforms are better, or a new platform will come out. Who knows if there will be a new platform out there. But whenever it comes to between streaming Kick, honestly, between the two, there's always a lot of shit in fighting out there, and it's completely, utterly ridiculous to the point that I don't like it at all. I just stream on the platform that I have fun and engaging purposes with you viewers out there, and do so willingly because I love building an awesome community as such. Now, let's just say hypothetically tomorrow that I have decided to move on to Kick. Will most of my, audience will actually follow me? The question is really coming down to the point of, well, yes or no. But at the end of the day, as long as I'm having fun, who cares? But the thing is that I was a bit annoyed and livid with all the aggressive changes that both Twitch and Kick have been doing to each other, and Kick deliberately, in their own way, it looked like they were being poaching streamers from different platforms just to come across to their platform. And good for them, There are some people out there who have been streaming on Kick, don't advertise gambling. They actually do their own thing, and that's great. Good on them. But at the same time, over in Twitch, on the other hand, there are people who are just, just having a good time being themselves. But it's not that easy to find people on there, really, to be honest with you. Because, like, sometimes you have to make sure you got the right category of the game, right, identities to, or like, searching their algorithms for people to find you. And at the same time, that Twitch is a very rough place to be made known, because like you have to use different means of social media like TikTok, Facebook, Twitter, bloody YouTube videos and random things like that, just to get your name out there so that you're made well known, only for the right reasons, of course. There are people unfortunately out there who have done it for the wrong reasons, like for example drama, some minor or major incidents that happen between people, etc. Like it's just basically drama is being the number one factor that catches people's attention. Now, in all seriousness though, I have looked at the reasons why I like streaming on Twitch and why I like streaming on Kick, and in all seriousness though, it came down to the usability, the interface, and the basic uses of the program, okay? But in terms of Twitch, I mean, like, I do like the fact of the bad drops, and Kick, I do see Kick is going to be doing that in the near future, and who knows what they will do next. There's a lot of opportunities. Let's just be real. There's a lot of opportunities out there on both platforms. But what it comes down to is that it's for your own enjoyment, folks. So when it comes down to whether you're enjoying streaming Twitch or you're not enjoying streaming Twitch, in all seriousness though, if you're not enjoying streaming on Twitch because like you only have 1 or 2 people watching you and all the time, and then you go to a new platform and you try it again and you do have that same experience again, it is basically coming down to what are you doing for the content, okay? So I mean, I'm not having to go at you or anything like that, but I think that, like, if you're doing something that is not entertaining or not very interesting, people won't really, pay attention to you. But there will be times that people will actually look at the idea of learning something from you and actually use that as a weapon in their own way to help improve their own situation, and which is great. In my own defense here, that I have learned a lot of mistakes from a lot of streamers out there and have gained a lot of respect in return. Unfortunately though, I mean, like, I have to admit that I had been through a lot of mistakes on my own, but I always push hard, strive hard, and always keep pushing, focus on the community, and always, show my true integrity out there to the people out there, because I'm always very passionate on what I do. Now, I will be honest with you though, I mean, like, the biggest problem that I had find with both platforms of Twitch and Kick is that if people don't really know you that well, they don't tend to hang around a lot. So that's the biggest thing about it all. But the thing is that if you have formed a basic community and started to grow in that community and started to build a name for yourself by building more and more friends, bringing your audiences to other people's channels, and at the same time building a bit of a strong relationship with other people out there, you'll start to get made known. It starts off small, always starts off small, but bigger and brighter picture is that things like that, you fight for the loss, well, you fight for the streaming because you love doing what you do best. Now, in all seriousness though, I don't need to brag, but I have to admit there are times that I've seen my channel gone way overboard in terms of viewership, and other times it's dived right down. Now, I will be honest though, that when I think about, like, if I were to stream on Kick tomorrow, I'll be starting over square one, have no freaking clue whatsoever, and it'll be basically, I'm just gonna start all over again. Now, is that a bad thing? No. Is it a good thing? Maybe. But when I think about, in regarding to what's been going on with Twitch and Kick, about everything that we're going through, the policies, the procedures, the guidelines, to the nitty-gritty of who's right, who's wrong, get over yourselves. Like, seriously, grow up. In all seriousness though, Twitch and Amazon, and also Stake and Kick, you 4 people need to stop creating a clusterfuck war between each other, because we had enough. I have certainly had enough of that bullshit between you guys, because the pure fact is that we are trying to stream for the fun of it, grow up, promote, have fun, enjoy what you're doing best, but stop poaching streamers and stop causing drama. We just want to stream, we just want to have fun, continue building an awesome platform, continue building awesome communities, but don't force the drama on us. We had enough, because I'm just here to have fun and play games, or stream with random content, talk about random stuff like this if I wanted to, but anyway. But in a nutshell, That is just my views on Twitch versus Kick. Now, if people were to ask me tomorrow if I'm going to stream on Kick or stream on Twitch, in all seriousness though, I just love them both. I love, streaming on Twitch, but at the same time that Kick is only an option if something goes wrong for me. But if I want to explore an opportunity to do something different, I will. But in all seriousness though, imagine if a new streaming platform came out of nowhere, or new ownership took over Twitch. Would Twitch become a better place? The answer is, maybe not straight away, but it probably will in years to come. Maybe there is a need for new change for Twitch. That's just my views and my opinion. But, it takes time. Folks, just stay safe, take care, and you know what? Whether you're streaming on Twitch, or streaming on Kick, YouTube, Facebook, whatever, as long as you're having fun on any streaming platform, just enjoy yourselves and have a good time. That's all that matters.